Hi everybody, so today we're going to be taking a look at the Chaser kit. This is by a new company called Bohr, or B-O-H-R. They did send this to me for the purpose of this review. It does take a 21700 battery or an 18650 battery with the adapter that comes with it. It's got a new mode in it. It's called like a play mode, and that actually makes it work by amperage or amps, if you want to say it that way. So with the tank, this tank actually comes with the bubble glass and a straight glass. So it does hold 8 mils of e-liquid or 6 mils of e-liquid, whichever way you want. It is top fill. So let's go ahead and go down and take a look at the Chaser kit. So here we are with the Bohr Chaser kit, or B-O-H-R Chaser kit. It's got some information here. It has a Saga chip, play mode, max is 127 watts. I'll go over that in a few minutes, and a mesh coil in the tank. This is all their social media where you can reach them. On the back, it's going to give you some kit contents as well as some warnings. And then you open up the package. Inside the package, you are going to get, automatically, you're going to be getting your warning card. You're going to get this another warning card about not using it for anything other than vaping. Don't let your tank run empty, etc. You're also going to get their social media card here, and on the back, it's going to have the BOHR Chaser kit, again with the same information that I provided on the box. And then you're going to get 2 user manuals. One is for the Archer tank, and the other one is for the Chaser mod itself. And it does go over a lot of the specifics and also specifications if you want to go ahead and pause that. It does measure 42.3 millimeters by 30.5 millimeters by 95.1. It does have a maximum wattage of 80 watts with an 18650 battery and 127 watts with a 21700 battery. And then it gives you some of the resistance ranges there. And then on your Archer tank, it's really pretty self-explanatory. It's going to tell you how to take it apart, how to fill it, what's included, and things like that, how to replace your coil. On the specifications, it does say 28 millimeters by 51.2. It does hold 8 mils of e-liquid with the bubble glass, 6 mils with the straight glass. It is top fill, and it's got adjustable airflow. It does come with 2 mesh coils, which we'll be going over. So inside the box, you're going to get the mod. In this little box right here, you're actually going to get your USB cable. This is for any firmware upgrades. I'd never recommend charging any batteries within a mod, so I would always recommend that for just the upgrades. And then you're going to get the adapter for the 18650 battery. So that way you can actually use an 18650 or a 21700. In the bottom of the box, this is where all your tank is going to be. And on the bottom, you're going to get your tank. The straight glass currently installed, which I love the fact that they did this. They put the bubble glass and then they gave you the straight glass as extra. And then they give you an extra coil, which is the same coil that's installed, which I will show you, as well as some O-rings. And then of course your silica gel, which you do not want to eat. So I'm going to just place that aside, and then we're going to go over the tank first. So again, it does give you the measurement of 28 millimeters on the bottom. It does have a protruding fixed pin. I do not recommend this on any type of hybrid mech mods. It does have the 810 drip tip, but the one with the O-rings, not a regular standard 810 size. It does have an arrow right there so that you know where to push, and you just push it back. That's your top fill right there. And then it does say BOHR or Bohr right there. And then Archer here because it is the Archer tank. On the bottom, you're going to get 3 slits, which I always love the triangular type of airflow. I'm sure that you know that by now. And then whatever you do to one, of course, adjust all of them. To get into the tank, to change your glass, to clean it, or to change out your coil, all you do is just unscrew the base like this. This is where you can actually change out your glass. With the bubble glass, it does hold 8 mils of e-liquid. With the straight glass that they provide you, it only holds 6 mils. So I want to let you know that. For me, I love the bubble glasses. I love more e-liquid capacity, so it works for me. Here is the base where your coil sits. This is what your coil looks like, BOHR. It does have a min line. I like that they're providing these min lines now, because if you go any lower than right there, you can actually dry out your cotton, you can ruin your coils, and it actually lessens the longevity of your coil. So I do like the fact that they provide min lines on a lot of these coils now. And then on this side, it's kind of hard to see. It's an M1 coil. And it is, I know the writing on there, it actually says that it's a 0.15 ohm, 60 to 90 watts, but it's best between 70 to 80 watts. It also gives you your best amperage as well. So it tells you that. Now, whenever you're putting these coils in, please, please, please be careful. Always thread it the wrong way first until it clicks in. Once you hear it click in like that, then tighten it down. The reason being is because if it's not threaded correctly, you will get leaking. And this is for any tank, not just this one, but any tank. I always do recommend going ahead and priming up your coil. This actually helps the process of wicking up your coil and getting it nice and saturated. So what I'm going to do is just put a little bit here. Anywhere that you see cotton, just a little bit. I'm not overloading it or anything. Put some right there, put some right there, and then I'm going to put some here. Now, if you notice, this is a mesh coil, as I mentioned below. It's just a single mesh coil, though. So I did fail to mention that part. And now I'm just going to put some juice here just to get it started. But you see, very, very nice, very airy, and I like that. Screw the base back in, and then, of course, find your arrow, which is right there. Push it back, and then you're going to go ahead and fill it. Now, anytime that you're having problem filling it because like your bottle is too big or anything, what I always suggest doing is taking off your drip tip. If you do this, it actually gives you more room to get your bottle in. You see how I couldn't do it before, but now I can. And so we're gonna do that. I'll get a drip right there. And then just fill it. Try to get it to fill faster. It holds 8 mils of e-liquid, so it does take a minute for it to fill. And there you go. So I've got that in there. And I am using my Royal Mojito, by the way. This is a watermelon mojito. So if you like mojito drinks, you would love, love, love this. So that's it. So you always want to let this sit about 5 to 10 minutes so it can actually saturate and wick up really, really nice. Usually with mesh coils, it doesn't take too long, but I still always recommend the 5 to 10 minutes. So I'm going to put this aside, and then we're going to go over the mod. Now this mod, again, it does work with an 18650 battery with the adapter or a 21700 battery. You've got your fire button here. You've got your plus and your minus and your USB right here. On the bottom, you do have battery ventilation, and it does say Tcr Saga Player, designed by Bohr, assembled in China. Now the Saga is actually a chip, and it does have a player mode, so I want to mention that. On the top, you've got a spring-loaded 510. It is a kind of hard spring load, but it is springy, just very, very hard. And then it's actually got a raised 510 plate right here. So it is raised up off of the mod, but you can fit up to, I want to say a 28 millimeter because the tank is actually a 28 millimeter. I'm going to put that on so that you can see it. It fits it absolutely perfect. Anything over that will give you overhang, but it does fit because I have put a 30 millimeter atomizer on here, and it did fit it. It just overhung a little bit, but yeah, this is actually a perfect fit right there. For the buttons, they're kind of clicky. The bottom plus and minus are a lot more clickier than the fire button. Honestly, the fire button I feel is a little bit too soft, but that's just my opinion. You're gonna have just some little design here. I haven't seen it in any other color other than the black and the stainless, or brushed gunmetal rather. But this is like one of those grippy materials, so I do like that. To get into the battery compartment, what you need to do is you need to just pull off the door like this. I do have a 40T 21700 battery in here. This is what the door looks like. It almost looks like a shoe, and it's got really strong magnets right there, and then one all the way in the back there. And then to pull out your battery, it does have that little battery strap there so that you can get it out nice and easy. And then once your battery is out, it does have a spring-loaded connector here, and then one standard one here. It does have your plus and your minus. I wish those were in white or a brighter color so that you could see it, but it is clearly indicated if you do get it into the light. It does come with your little battery strap, so you want to make sure that you have the battery strap on there. Go ahead and put in your battery. These magnets are really, really strong. Like, it's literally like pulling my battery. So you're just gonna go ahead and push that in like that. And then all you have to do is just slide this door right on. It literally will not come off. There's absolutely no battery rattle as well. So now for the menu system, currently it is off. The other side, by the way, is also the same. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 will turn on your mod. It says Bohr Chaser. And then you're gonna come to the first screen. Your first screen is actually gonna be your wattage screen. And let's go ahead and go over the locking feature. If you press your up and your fire at the same time, it will lock your mod. To unlock it, do the same thing and it will unlock. There we go. On the main screen, you're gonna have your wattage, your coil resistance, your voltage, as well as the seconds that you fire the mod, as well as your battery indicator. Okay, and then you've got actually two different sets of modes to go through, or menus. If you click the fire button quickly 3 times, it'll take you into amperage. Yes, this is amperage. It's the player mode. This will actually automatically set your amps to your resistance of your coil. But it will automatically read your resistance, which is a 0.18, and set your amps automatically. That is what the player mode is. Your next one is going to be your voltage. So you can actually use this in voltage mode. The next one is going to be your temperature control. This does go from 100 degrees Celsius to 315 degrees Celsius and 200 degrees Fahrenheit to 600 degrees Fahrenheit. It does have stainless steel, nickel, and titanium. I'm going to use the stainless steel just for an example. In here, it's going to show you your temperature. It's going to show you what material is there. It's going to tell you if it's in Celsius or Fahrenheit, your resistance, your wattage in temperature control, as well as the last seconds fired. To get into the wattage in temperature control, because right now you can just go ahead and change your temperature control. But if you want to change your wattage, you're going to press your fire button quickly 4 times. And then you're going to have the W flashing. This is where you can actually set your wattage in temperature control. The only thing is that this will only go to a max of 80 watts. Press your fire button and it's selected. Okay, also while in temperature control, you can go into the submenu for temperature control by pressing your plus and minus at the same time. This is actually going to get you into a submenu. This is for wattage settings, memory 1 through 5. This is if you want to set your coil resistance, and this is if you want to change your TCR settings. Now, the great thing about it, which I did fail to mention, is that in the book, it does actually list the TCR settings. There we go. These are the temperature of coefficients of resistance. These are the settings that you can use based off of the type of coil. So I think that that's great that they actually included that. And then all you would do is just press down or up to get to the setting of choice. Press your fire button to select it. Go down. This is going to show you your version of your chip. Press that again. And then, of course, your memory settings. This is where you would actually choose your memory in temperature control. To get out of this setting, you're going to press your plus and minus again, and this will get you back to the main menu. Go ahead and press wattage or press your power button once in there, and it'll get you back to your main menu. Okay, now back to the main setting of, this is the main screen that it comes up in wattage. You can get to the submenu here as well. So you're going to press your plus and minus right there. When you press your plus and minus, you're going to get wattage, which we were already in. Then you're going to get your memory 1 through 5 settings. This is the same thing that you can do in the temperature control, but I'm going to choose it in wattage because I actually do like custom curves in wattage mode. So I'm going to go ahead and show you here. So in this memory settings, it doesn't matter which one you have, 1, 2, 3, or 5. What you're going to do is, while in here, press your fire button 4 times, 1, 2, 3, 4, and this is where you can actually choose your custom power curve. All you need to do is just press your plus and minus to increase or decrease your wattage. Press your fire button to select the next one. You do the same thing, and you just do them through all of these. Now to skip any, just press your fire button. It will go to the next one until you are done. To get out of this menu, just press and hold your fire button, and you're back. And there you go. Now you've got a custom power curve on your memory 3 setting. And that's pretty much it. I think I've covered just about everything in this. Now in player mode, like I mentioned before, or play mode as they call it, once you're in that mode, it's actually going to choose your amperage by itself based off of your coil resistance. It does go up to a max of 50 amps. Of course, it's not going to do 50 amps, but it does go up to a maximum of 50 amps. Okay, now in wattage mode, this currently, I do have a 21700 battery. It will automatically read it that it can go up to 127 watts. That's what the Saga chip is. It's going to read it based off of your battery to tell you what your max wattage is. If I put in an 18650 battery, it will not allow me to go up to 127 watts. It will literally cut me off at 80 watts, which is really, really nice. So I'm going to go ahead and put the tank back on it. And then, yeah, and then we'll go on top. We'll have a vape. It will show new or old coil when you put on a new one. I'm just going to put new coil, and then it's going to read the resistance of the coil. And here we go. That's the Chaser Kit by Bohr. Okay, so here we are back on top with the Chaser Kit by Bohr. I do currently have it at 63 watts. So we're going to go ahead and take a vape. These coils are good from 60 to 90 watts and best between 70 to 80. But I'm going to show you what I do. That's at 63 watts. It is a mesh coil. I'm getting really, really good flavor on it. I'm very impressed with the coils. I'm actually going to bump it up to the 70 watts, and I'll take another vape. It does make it a warmer vape. You are getting very, very good vapor production. Again, very, very good flavor. I know exactly what my juice tastes like. Trust me on that. I'm going to go over some cons, and then I'm going to go over some pros. The fire button. The fire button is really nice. It's very comfortable to use, whether you're thumb fire or a finger fire. The only thing is that it is, to me, very soft. I wish it had more of a click on it like the plus and minus buttons do, because sometimes I don't realize that I haven't released it because it's so soft. I don't feel like there's enough clickiness to it. But besides that, it works just fine. I love that this fires immediately. I'm going over to pros, by the way. As soon as you hit that fire button, it fires immediately. That to me is a pro. Another pro is that it does have the custom curve setting. You can do it in wattage and temperature control. That to me, I love, love, love custom curve settings. I don't know why, I'm just a little bit that way, but I like it in wattage mode. I don't use temperature control, but I like that they offer it in temperature control for those of you that do like it. I love the fact that you can change wattage and temperature control. That to me is another pro. If you're going to have temperature control, I feel that that's a must, that you should be able to change your wattage and temperature control. And being able to set the memory settings, I think, is also a great option, because that way you don't have to go and mess with it every single time. You can actually just choose your memory settings and go back to the settings of your choice. The play mode, it literally sets your amps based off of your coil resistance, and I have tested that out with a couple different atomizers at different ranges, and it does do it. It's not a big difference, but it does do it. Like if I put it in play mode with this coil, it's actually gonna max out at 22 amps. You can't change it. It's gonna stay at that amperage, which I think is great. I love the fact that it doesn't matter which battery that you put in this, the mod is actually going to know what the max wattage is. So if I put it in 18650 with the battery adapter, it will only go up to 80 watts. If I put in a 21700, it'll open it up to 127 watts. So that to me is also a pro. I like the fact that they actually provided the TCR setting information in the manual for this. I think that that is key. If you're going to offer TCR settings, I think that you should also offer the ranges that can be used in the TCR settings, and they did do that. Now, again, the only con that I have on this, because I love the battery door, it holds on great, it fits really nice. There is one con to, I don't know if it's really the tank or the mod, really. But if I have this screwed down all the way and really tight, I will get a short, it'll show atomizer short. I have to loosen up, and it only happens with this tank, because I was using my, and I'll go ahead and put it on so that you can see. I was using my Aromomizer Plus on this, and it worked just fine, and it did not give me that, that warning. So if I put this on, again, my Aromomizer Plus is a 30 mil, so I can show you the overhang as well. If I put this on and I screw it all the way down, I do not get that warning. So I've got it actually laying down flush. It does have a little bit of overhang because this is a raised platform, but I won't get atomizer short. It's down low and it fires immediately. See? So I don't have any problem with that. It's only with that, that tank that it does that. So I did want to mention that. I love I think the top fill could have a bigger opening. That might help, but if you do the trick that I showed you, which is not, you know, taking off the drip tip when you're trying to fill it, that should help you when you're filling it. If you've got a bigger bottle like I did, you shouldn't have any problems with that. For this being their first tank and mod and coils and things like that, I think that it works absolutely beautifully, other than the things that I mentioned. I do like the feel of this mod. It fits really, really good in your hand. I think that that's great. When you do lock it, oops. Okay, when you do lock it, you cannot I didn't mention this. You can't fire it or change any of the settings. So it does lock the whole device in itself. That to me, I don't necessarily agree with. I think that when it locks, you should be able to just lock your up and down so that you can't change it. And locking the whole device for me would be shutting it off, because you're going to save battery life. Why have it turned on and in a locked position if you're not going to be using it? So that's just my little quirkiness to it. Other than that, I think that this works really, really well. For being a first-time device from this company, I think they did a really, really nice job. The painting and everything on this and the feel of it is absolutely incredible, other than those couple things that I mentioned. The tank works perfectly well. I've actually been using this for over a week and I haven't had any problems with it. Again, the flavor, the airflow, I think the flavor is coming from the airflow. Having the 3 slots to me always gives better flavor. That's what I've noticed with the airflows, with the 3 slots, opposed to having just the 2 slots on either side. So that could be enhancing the flavor as well. I think it looks great. It vapes great. I'm not having a problem with the slide fill, which I do usually recommend putting like any type of a lock on a slide fill. But this one has got just the perfect amount of tension that it's not going to open up on its own. So I do like that. So other than that, I think the menu system is very, very user-friendly. It's very easy. I like the different features that it gives. Voltage setting. It's not really necessary in my opinion, but they do provide it if you do want to do that because it does make it like a bypass or an unregulated type mode. The play mode, I do like it because it actually knows exactly what to set it at based off of your resistance. So it's sort of like a smart wattage recognition in my opinion. But yeah, other than that, I think that it's a great mod. Currently, I cannot find it anywhere online. The website for this company is currently under construction. And being that they're on holiday right now, it probably won't be up for about another week or 2. But if you are interested in this, I would definitely suggest looking into it because it works really, really well. I love the flavor on it. And yeah, so that's pretty much it for my review. That's all I have for you. If you have any questions or comments, please leave it down below. Let me know your thoughts on it. Is this something that you would be interested in? I would love to hear your opinion as always. And I will see you in the next one.